All right, a seismic shift could be coming to the world of radio. The most famous radio host in the world, and possibly in history, is leaving Sirius XM. That's what we hear.
Could be leaving. Howard Stern's contract is up with Sirius in December, and renewal negotiations apparently becoming very ugly. It's something Felix Gillette details in depth for Bloomberg Business Week in a piece called "Can Sirius Radio Survive Without Howard Stern?" It is a great question. Felix, a staff writer, here with us now. So, can Sirius survive without Howard Stern?
I think at this point they probably can. If he had walked away 5 years ago, I think they would have been in huge trouble. Yeah. I mean, so much of that company's history has been intertwined with Howard Stern. There probably wouldn't be a Sirius without Howard.
He put them on the map.
Exactly. I mean, remember 10 years ago when he left terrestrial broadcast radio, Sirius wasn't even the #1 satellite radio provider. They were #2, and at that point, people were still like, "Why would anyone pay for radio in the first place?"
Right. I remember everybody saying nobody's going to pay for this.
Yeah. And yet, 10 years later, Sirius caught up with XM. They got more subscribers. They passed them. They acquired them. And now, they're a very thriving, profitable business. They made $1.4 billion of profit last year. So they have 27 million subscribers, paying subscribers. So they're actually, at this point, pretty well set up where even if Howard did decide to walk, they would probably be okay.
Well, Kristine was saying this earlier. I mean, it feels like every time his contract is up, we have these discussions. I mean, what is his relationship with Sirius? What's it been like since he signed with them?
They both thrive together, but at the same time, there have been some really rocky moments. I mean, he sued Sirius XM in 2011, basically saying that they didn't properly award him certain stock options based on subscriber numbers. And, occasionally he'll go off in the air. Last summer he just went off this epic rant about how pissed off he was about. And yet, at the same time, they have a new CEO, this guy Jim Meyer, who I sat down with the article, and he's really doing everything he can to sort of keep Howard happy, try and keep him in the fold. He really wants to re-sign him and renew the contract, but, in the end, it's Howard's decision.
Yeah, so who are you betting on here?
I think it comes down to, the thing that's crazy about this is how much radio has changed in 10 years. I mean, now with internet radio, there's so many new players, and a lot of huge companies, Apple, Google, are trying to, get more into that space, and they have tons of money that they could spend on Howard. Potentially he could do for someone in internet radio what he did for Sirius and satellite radio, which is really establish a clear winner in that space if they can lure him away. So,
which would mean some big money.
Yeah, it would make a huge amount of money. Yeah, I think they're paying something in the ballpark of $80 million a year for his show now. So it's going to cost somebody a lot. But there's so many, Spotify, Pandora.
So that was going to be my question. What are the alternatives for him if this really happens? So you think he'd go to like a Spotify, or even like an Apple Radio?
Yeah, an Apple Radio
really?
I think would be a good one. He could also do a direct-to-consumer type thing, like a Glenn Beck. Yeah, just go right to consumers, set something up over the internet. A lot of his fans are like, yeah, we can do that, but then we don't have to pay for the rest of the bundle that we're currently paying for with SiriusXM. But that also requires building a lot of infrastructure that Sirius now provides for him.
Well, he's always sort of been a trailblazer in his own right, when it comes to experimenting and taking chances, that's for sure. Yeah. So who knows?
And his fans are so loyal, they'll probably follow him wherever he goes.
Yeah. Does he own, does he have his own production company, and does he own what he puts out on the air, or does it belong to Sirius?
It's a great question. They own part of his library, so it's a little bit unclear how much of that he would be able to take with him. But he's pretty self-sustaining in terms of he's got his crew, his people.
His people have been with him forever.
Yeah.
Right?
But they make it, at the same, Sirius makes it so nice for him to work. I think he does 3 days a week at this point. They let him, and now his show starts at 7 a.m. It used to be at 6. They let him do television. He's on America's Got Talent.
Right.
If he wanted to do like an HBO special or something, it'd probably be like, okay, that you could do that too. They're making it very nice for Howard to stay at Sirius.
Absolutely. Well, as somebody in the business of having to ask questions and do interviews, I have to say he does conduct really good interviews.
He's a great interviewer.
Yeah, and he has a lot of time. It's minimal commercial breaks. He had Madonna on there yesterday.
She had some big stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and she was on there forever. It was like 45 minutes of just Madonna and Howard.
Which she would never do on TV or any of the other traditional.
Well, he gets it to a point where you're like a fly on the wall.
Right.
Where it's just him and the guest.
And his quality of guests. He gets really A-list guests now. now in the way that 10 years ago
It was all strippers.
Yeah,
and,
there's
right?
no
Yeah.
way Madonna would have gone on the show. I mean, there's no Gwyneth Paltrow, people like this. Like, no,
Yeah.
the publicists are like, hell no, you're not going anywhere near that. But now he gets like, he
Right,
gets
A-listers,
yeah,
yeah.
which is, and some of his fans are kind of, they complain about that a little bit. Oh, like I miss the
happened to
old,
the- yeah,
the
that's
strippers and the
funny.
porn
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah.
All right, Felix Gillette, staff writer for Bloomberg Business Week. Thanks so much. It was
Yeah.
really
My
great.
pleasure.
Great talking to you.